back.
Welcome back, everybody.
In a new filming location. We're so glad to be back. It's been, I think since February, since we filmed an episode. I think February 15th. And yeah, I think as we're going to talk about in this episode, I don't know we really realize the impact that just doing even something that we considered small with this had on ourselves and our faith journey. So again, we'll talk about that more. But what have we been doing for the past 2 months? I'll start that. First, school has been a little crazy. So that was one challenge. Not an excuse, but a challenge. So that's been a lot. It's been good, but a lot. I haven't seen. This is the first time I actually seen Dom in like a week. Y'all have been, Elijah have been down in Florida. How was that?
Yeah, it was good. We went to Florida to celebrate my wife's birthday, and we brought Elijah down with us, and just kind of went to Disney, hung out. That was good. That was very much needed. But yeah, it's been weird. And we'll dive more into it. But it's been weird being away from not something we felt like was little,
but
in our hearts.
Yeah, it was one other thing, and I think kind of speaking to your point, one of the reasons that it got. Well, hold on. Let's first before we do anything else, let's show what we're sipping on. Let me get a close up from this. Look at that.
Sorry.
Or there we go. Look at that. This is Agape Energy. Dom, you want to talk about Agape Energy?
I will actually. That'll be our segue into our stuff. But Agape Energy is a Christian-based energy drink brand. Just finished production. This is the first
batch.
Pretty much the first. This is the first batch, yeah. But it's super good. I got Mighty Mango, which I'm not a big mango guy, but it's still pretty good.
This is the Blessed Berry. The cans are beautiful.
Cans are absolutely beautiful. They all have scripture on them and a QR code that people can scan for context on it, and a little pamphlet that'll show for just an easy way to spread the gospel. It's good for you. It's made with honey is what sweetens it.
Yeah, it has all the natural, has carbonated filter water, honey, natural flavors,
green tea
extract, and contains 200 grams of caffeine. And again, I think you and I are energy drink connoisseurs, at least we used to be. Mm-hmm. And these are really good energy drinks. We're not sponsored yet.
Would love to be.
We'd love to be. And, but no, this is generally just our own thoughts on this.
Yeah.
But yeah.
There's a peach one. I don't like peach. I don't love peach, but I love, that's my favorite flavor.
Yeah, I'd be hating peach normally, but it's really good.
It is really good.
And all the flavors, actually here, we'll cut to our little try of the drinks for the first time. Let's start with Blessed Berry.
I think that's the one I'm most excited about.
Well then let's not start with that one.
Oh, okay.
Let's start with Mighty Mango.
Mighty Mango.
Let's hear the crack. Okay, like it. Let's get a whiff. Smells mangoey.
Smells mangoey.
Hey, drink it.
Sink it.
That's good. I like it.
It's very good. I'm not
a huge mango person like you said, but
that is still good. I drink it.
Yeah.
I give that what?
I give that a good 7.
I was about to say.
Yeah.
I'd give it a 7 out of 10. I'm not a mango guy.
So next we got Preach and Peach. I usually hate peach stuff.
I like peach stuff.
So, wow, for a peach night, that's actually really good. Like I said, I usually hate peach stuff.
That one is gas.
Yeah, that's good.
I might give that a 9.
I give that a solid 8. That's good. Last we got the Blessed Berry. This can's beautiful. Ooh, I like that one too.
It's pretty good. I'll give that a 8.5 out of 10.
I'm gonna give that a 7.9. I actually like the peach the best. Yeah, so we tried them for the first time after we got done bowling. That's another thing we've been doing a lot for the past year. We've been bowling.
That's probably been our main.
We've been bowling
since we've been hyper fixated on this. When we've kind of detached from this, we got hyper fixated on bowling.
Yeah, It's been fun.
It's been a good time, man.
But yeah, so we tried these, and like I said, we ordered these back in December or January, I think, December or January, and yeah, we're so glad they're here, and hopefully, who knows?
Hopefully they're I think 15th most followed energy drink brand. So hopefully they run up the ranks. Hopefully these come to stores soon.
Yes.
And kind of just explode. Go check out Agape Energy Drink, their channel. You can watch their story from like the making of it all, and it's a really cool story. And would love nothing more than to be sponsored or even ambassadors of it.
Yes.
But this is good stuff. It's good stuff. Go check it out.
Yes. So, anyways, yeah. So I think to your point, like that, it's not something small, but it was challenging. Dom and I have this issue of tackling projects and thinking that, without sounding, I don't know what the word is, but without sounding too egotistical, thinking that they'll become the next big thing. And so that was one challenge. We were kind of discouraged by the level we were reaching, which again is completely not a real issue, because I think both of our goals from the time we started this and what we kind of realized over the past 2 months that's the goal is not to be the top podcast in America. It's not to be the top podcast in Tennessee. That'd be nice, obviously, but it is to, we talked about in previous episodes, is just reach that one person.
Yeah.
And this podcast is, in those 2 months, has been such a great conversation starter, and to believers or non-believers. So I think that's kind of been one thing. Another thing that I was struggling with was, I think we got very guest oriented. We always wanted to have guests on each week, because due to the fact that episodes with just Dom and I, we're not having the viewership that episodes with guests on, which makes sense. People want to watch their friends, family, whatever, be on a podcast and talk. Mm-hmm. So I think I got really discouraged on always reaching out to people, and just that whole process of trying to get guests on was difficult. But I think going forward, which we'll talk about in a little bit later, but we have some more ideas to counteract that. We definitely want to have guests on, because we love talking to people, and talking to new people is great. But we also want to be able to, when it's just Dom and I, to have beneficial episodes for us and people watching. So those were kind of the two things that were really challenging in the start, and I'm sure they'll be continuing challenging. But kind of the main thing that we want to talk about that has been like the most, it was not a challenge, the reason why we kind of took a break, but what we discovered in these 2 months is, when it was what you were saying, it's like, it's not this podcast, it was helping more myself, I've realized, than anybody listening. Like, without the podcast, I feel like, I don't know if complacency is the word, but we kind of fell into like this, or at least I did. I fell into this complacent of faith, and I think this podcast was really making us work for our faith, which is good. It was making us talk about it and think about new ideas about it, and just talk about it in general, which is more than I was doing when not doing the podcast. How have you felt the past 2 months with kind of in that?
Yeah, I think that's like, and we've talked about it a lot, obviously, but like complacent is definitely the word for me. Like we were doing it, like I was feeling pretty on fire, and like with other projects we've done, we kind of just run down the hill and figure out that we can't keep up with it, and we just kind of tumble down, and then we're like, I don't want to do that ever again. But this one, like usually after that, if it's playing like YouTube or trying to like stream video games or whatever, random things we've done in the past, we kind of like, all right, well, we'll just move on to a new thing. When that happened with this, especially for me, but I think I could say this for both of us, we moved on, and we had our phase where we would talk about it and be like, we need to do this again. But then we kind of just were like, didn't even mention it anymore. But I don't think either of us could move past this one because what it brought us was so much more valuable than if we streamed games and became the next big streamer or YouTuber or whatever and like started earning money off of it, like what has been our dream for certain things. This one was like actually building us up spiritually, drawing us closer to God, seeing new perspectives through other people and seeing and hearing about God doing things in other people's lives and kind of reaffirming it, like our faith, I guess, through other people.
Yeah.
And even in us, like just being able to talk about it. Like earlier today, I was talking to my mom and like realized I haven't talked about things like that are just eternal in a long time. And I think it's very important to have a space where you can be vulnerable and talk about not the bad sides of faith. I don't want to say it like that, but like I guess the downs and the valleys of it.
Yeah.
Because like since we stopped, there's been a guilt of stopping that's just kind of loomed over me. Yeah. And like a kind of hole that's just been left out. Yeah. And I've just felt like I've gotten in what I call a spiritual funk. Like life doesn't feel as vibrant. Things don't like, for example, like taste as sweet or, like not literally, but like, it's just, it doesn't feel.
Which I don't think I realized while we were in that couple months that we were going every week, I didn't realize the impact that it had until it started. It's like, I'm a big Office fan. As Andy Menard says, you don't realize you're in the good old days until you're in the good old days, or whatever that saying is. I butchered that. But yeah, it's like when we were in it, especially towards the end, there was a lot of stress involved, and not anger, but just like disappointment that we were not able to provide what we wanted, and like I said, with viewership or whatever that is. So in the end, it seemed like, maybe taking a break, or, I think, I'll be completely honest, that like you, Dom, said, this is the first time we've ever picked something back up, ever. Like, for the most part, like like when it comes to like these kinds of endeavors, like we've had YouTube channels where we game, we had streaming channels where we game. Maybe gaming is just the issue, but so I think when we stopped, I don't know if there was necessarily a drive after the initial probably week or two to continue again until it started to hit. It's like, I think because of in those 2 months, outside those 2 months, I've still been looking for churches and stuff like that. So this was the only outlet I was talking about God. I was talking about myself. That sounds selfish, but talking about how I feel about things. Mm-hmm. Yeah. And I think when we were in that, we didn't realize it had that impact. But now that we were out of it, we're like, dang. Like especially over recently. Like last week was rough, dude. Not even like this is completely first world issues, but like y'all were gone. Mm-hmm. I was having like our dead period of school until we go back for like exams this coming week, and so like, dude, my life. It sounds so sad, or not sad, but like depressed. Like I would wake up, I didn't like for Tuesday to like Saturday. I did not leave my house hardly. I don't think, and I barely left my bedroom. Again, that's not like self-pity. It's just like bored. I was bored. I was like, I don't know if feeling sorry for myself is the right word, but like, just kind of like, I don't know what the word is, and I feel like that whole week was kind of been an echo of what the past 2 months have been like in faith, how our faith has been. Yeah. And again, I don't want it to seem like I've regressed in my faith or whatever. But if you're not constantly pursuing your faith, you will end up back on that fence or on the other side of that fence of being like, I'm a Christian. I know what I believe. I'm fine.
Yeah.
But as we kind of discussed through many of our early episodes, like, that's not what we're called to do. That's not what we're called to do.
Yeah. It's really interesting for, I don't know, it's been hard for me. And like, it's affected, because I would say the past 2 months that we've been off for 2 months, right?
Yeah, since February.
I have been living, I would say I've been living without Jesus at the center of it.
Yeah.
Like I've been doing good. Like I pray every day, but I haven't been in my Bible as much. Very rarely read devotional. I'll try to do every morning, but I don't. It's been affecting my marriage, not in big ways, but just in very little ways that I'm noticing. Friendships, just like, I mean, he said last week, but like I've been like that a lot this 2 months. Like I've just been inside doing nothing, and without church, I haven't had that outlet or inlet, and so I think that's been the nice thing about when we did have it, is we had people coming in that were kind of not directly pouring into us, but we were gaining, not selfishly, but we were gaining valuable knowledge and wisdom, and just like new perspectives of Jesus and how he can work in our lives, and being able to like realize things that have happened to us, that's a way he works, and that's not just like a random thing. And so not having that inlet has been really hard, and then just kind of just spiraled and snowballed down to where you and I probably both are now, very desperate to get that back, and realizing a way we know how to get that back.
Right. And I think like going forward, a struggle that we'll both have is like realizing we're gonna get stuck in that same cycle of not necessarily stress and angered about this process, but like not realizing that's being beneficial to us. Mm-hmm. And I think the thing is we got to realize that without it, our life is not bad. Again, we're so blessed. I mean, what did I do while in that bad time? I played video games on my 3 different consoles. I went to sleep in my air-conditioned house. Like, life is completely fine, but without Jesus, it feels meaningless.
Yeah.
Like, you can have everything. And I think that's why so many people that are rich struggle with that. You can have literally everything you want in life, but if you don't have Jesus or some sort of relationship with your faith, whatever that faith might be, I think it's all for naught.
Yeah.
This is really funny. I promise, I did not look at the Bible verse beforehand, but Matthew 5:8, verse 6 says, "Blessed are those who hunger and thirst for righteousness, for they shall be fulfilled." That's all the case. I promise.
I grabbed these out of my fridge
I promise.
on my way here.
I promise I did not look at that before the episode. I was just reading that when you started talking. But no, I think that goes back to what we were saying. Like, just being content in your faith is not enough. Mm-hmm.
And complacent with it, and not putting it into practice. And because I mean, I think this has been a challenge for us.
Oh yeah,
doing
absolutely.
it and getting out of our comfort zone, and that's the only place you grow. You don't grow in comfortability of whatever it is you're trying to do, because I mean that's how nothing works.
No.
Sports don't work that way. You have to get uncomfortable to get better at your sports and do things that aren't really comfortable. Working out, you have to do that. It's not comfortable to work out. It hurts.
Which I think, like, for both of us, this has been from the start, and it's something we got better at as we went on. But this was something completely new to us. Mm-hmm. I mean, unfortunately, I wish we could say that we've been talking about our faith openly for 21, 22 years, but we haven't. So it was, and like I remember when we were having guests on all the time, like I'd be like the day of we're filming it, I'd be like nervous to have the people on.
Yeah.
And whether it just be to talk to new people or just be open about faith, that's hard to do with people that you don't know or have not done that with before, or talk to people. I mean, who knows who's listening to this? I was looking at our analytics. We had people, and we had a person or a couple people in India watching. It might just be bots. I don't know. But it's weird. It's a challenge to do that, and I'm not patting ourselves on the back for that. But it's yeah, like you said, it's good to be uncomfortable. You see using the sports reference because that's the world I am in a lot. You see so many athletes that reach a peak and then never go past that peak because they're complacent.
Yeah. They've got a $50 million contract. They don't need to do anything anymore.
Yeah. Hey, listen, I understand that mindset. If I got a $50 million contract, the drive, if you're on a rookie salary making, I mean, $500K a year is still amazing. But if you get that $50 million contract, you're going to have a lot less drive to reach the next level than you did from that 500,000 to $50 million. So that's again sports metaphors, but I think that's been a thing. Like, and maybe that was some of it. Like, we achieved in those times we were doing the podcast. We achieved some good things. I mean, we did have good views. We had some amazing guests on. I mean, talking to guests, that was like talking to new people that I never met or people that I never talked about faith. It was I loved that.
Yeah.
I think some of our, even like our friends, like our closest friend, like Chase or something like that we talk about faith, but not like at that level. That's some of my favorite memories of the podcast. And so with all that being said, I'm so excited for being back in this now. And even today, it's like we have other things we need to do today. Or not need to do, but want to do. And like, I should probably be studying for my exam I have on Tuesday. But I'll be fine. I mean, it's the intro to the New Testament. I do a Christian podcast. It's fine. It's so easy to be complacent. Like, for the past week, I've been so excited about coming back and filming, but even today I'm like, we just gotta get through the podcast and then we can go back to whatever we want to do.
I have not. Actually, today was the first time I felt excited about it. Realistically, being transparent, like because I was in Florida, so I was like, I'm gonna have to come back and get back into my regular schedule and try to adjust to that. But I got to film first and figure all that out, and it felt like such a big task. But then like today, I just felt like peace about it and excitement about it again, and that I think was what was like kind of reaffirming this, because I was like, okay, this is something I should do, and that's good for me and others. Like, looking at it from a other than me perspective, like it's good for you, it's good for me, it's good for anybody that sees it or hears it, whether they want it to be or not. It will be.
Yeah.
Hearing about Jesus, getting people thinking about him and faith, or getting them off the fence, or getting them over the fence.
Yeah. Whatever that is.
Either one of those is beneficial.
Again, the amount of people that I would have no idea that they're watching the podcast, be like, hey, when are you going to come out with a new episode? It was weird. I was like, I wouldn't even imagine that you would know I mean, I posted a lot on my social media, I guess, but the fact that you would take time, like, I've learned with people pushing effort forward towards another person is not something you're going to do unless you actually, especially right now in this day and time, like, people are so self-centered. It's rare that you're going to find somebody, unless they're just being like overly kind to you, just because that's the person they are. People are not going to ask about stuff that they don't care about unless they care about you. or care about, in this case, the product that you're making or pushing forward.
Yeah.
And yeah, again, people that I would have no idea that would know about the podcast or take a vested interest in it, asked about that. I was like, whoa.
Yeah, that's very true. It's weird having that kind of interaction where you're like, why do you even
I don't
care about it? Or like, I wouldn't think you would care about it. And I think that makes it more apparent that this is a good thing, even if it goes nowhere big, like it doesn't need to. But what do you think being in that period that we were both in, away from here, away from the podcast, and now trying to get out of it and being intentional about that, what do you think is like your message you've learned for that, for people that are, because I mean, being on the fence, I mean, Jesus himself said, like, if you're lukewarm, like, I'll vomit you out.
Yeah.
I don't want nothing to do with that. That is worse than, like, you pick one or the other. I'd much rather have that than you just keep saying, you love me, you believe in me, whatever, and then just kind of doing what you want.
Yeah.
So, which I feel very much every time I hear that, think about it, read it, I'm like, frick, dude, he's calling me out. This is me right now. Like, I'm literally saying all these things because I want it for me, but then I'm just doing whatever I want on the other side. So what do you think is like for yourself and for other people that are in that situation to get over and like get yourself off the fence, get fully committed and pull yourself out of that, because it's a hard place to get out of.
It is, because I think without experiencing being on fire and being on the full side of the fence, it's not easy to recognize that you are on the fence. And I think that's been the blessing that during those 2 months that we've had, is that we realized that we were at a point. Now, again, it's not never enough, because it's already done for you. However, you do need to, you got to pursue righteousness. So I think it's like I said, it's a weird thing talking to somebody that may not even know they're on the fence. But I was listening to Joe Rogan on my drive to school, and he's been kind of going through this faith journey. And he said something that was like, what do I have to lose to pursue? I'm paraphrasing, but that kind of, I think I heard that a couple weeks ago, and I was like, yeah, I mean, this takes time out of our day, and it might take time out of your day to listen to it. But if there's that 0.1% chance that what we're saying, which again, I know that percentage is much higher, but if you believe there's a 0.1% chance that what we're talking about, what pastors are talking about, what evangelists all around the world are talking about is right, I would rather take that 1% chance or 0.1% chance than be wrong. So yeah, and that applies to being on the fence. It clearly says in the Bible, as you said, that being on the fence is no good. So put away your pride. And I'm speaking to myself when I say this. Put down your pride and your want for not worldly things, but like things that will consume your time, that you could be, for me, filming the podcast or listening to the podcast or just reading your Bible. Anybody, and I can say this with 99% certainty, anybody can find time to better your faith with God. The amount of time people waste, and as I spent the past week wasting, but a lot of time, the amount of time people waste in their life is astounding. And I think just taking that little time, or however much time you want to give, to pursue being righteous, being a better follower, it's worth it.
Yeah.
I mean, there's no point. What do you have to lose? You might lose 5 minutes of Instagram time or 5 minutes of TikTok time, whatever. Yeah, dude, I know. I do know I lose that 5 minutes of Instagram. But, I mean, if the Bible clearly says that you need to pursue your righteousness and not be on the fence, what do you have to lose? The Bible's not wrong. It's not like the Bible's just suggestions. So, if you know that is the truth, what do you have to lose to take that little extra time to pursue that? Because I can say with 100% certainty that the outcome of pursuing God will be a lot better than if you don't at all, if you don't know God, or if you're on the fence. Your life will improve, just number one. You're striving to be a better person for Jesus. And the outcome when Jesus eventually returns, whether that be tomorrow or this minute or a million years from now, the fruit that you bear, whether you're living or been dead for many years, the fruit that you had on earth or that you're pursuing will be more fruitful than if you were not. That's been something like my dad and I are talking about, like, you have to bear fruit if you want to pursue Jesus. And I think in a time, whether this was our fruit, that sounds weird, but like this is what our attempt to bear fruit. And clearly, as you and I have both experienced, not bearing fruit is not as good as life as when you were bearing fruits. And again, that I'm talking as somebody that just spiritually, I mean, again, our life is amazing, but bearing fruit is so much more beneficial for yourself, let alone the world, rather than not.
Yeah.
So that's a very roundabout answer, but yeah, just why not?
And it's I think it's like, not as an excuse, but it's definitely a harder thing for, I would say, like for where we are, because you just teeter-totter back and forth. At least I do it, where I'm like, man, I need to do so much more. I need to, not that these are good or they are good things. They're not bad things, but like I need to read my Bible more. I need to pray more. I need to have quiet time more. I need to do all these things more. And like I'm a failure, but then I just go back to the other side and be like, I need to give myself grace. Like I'm saved by the blood of Christ, which is all true.
It is true.
But like I'm using scripture to hurt myself and help myself. And it's hard to go back and forth, and like I guess I use it improperly.
People, including myself, use scripture as a crutch, or even worse, like taking it out of context or whatever to
just for yourself. Using scripture for yourself and not for the betterment of the kingdom or Christ himself.
I mean, you see, I mean, like you're saying, I take that out of context, like you're saying, in a very similar way, just like, I'm saved.
Yeah.
What more else do I need to do?
I haven't been doing the podcast. I haven't been reading my Bible, but it's fine.
Yeah.
I just need to give myself grace, and it's okay to rest. And it's okay to rest for 2 months.
Yeah.
But at some point, it's just like, and I think it was Charlie Kirk that said it, but like, and I've kind of taken it to my own, like and we've talked about it in past podcasts, but if someone's to ask me like why does it even, why would it what's my interest and benefit in pursuing like Christ or a life with him? If you look at the Bible, any of the Proverbs, things they tell you to do, it tells you to do, or Jesus tells you to do. If you apply those to your life will get substantially better.
Yeah.
No matter what.
Yeah.
Like I can guarantee if you were to do what the commandments say,
Yeah.
and listen to the wisdoms of Proverbs and Psalms, and start to apply that to your life will get better.
Yeah.
It might not, like, might not get wealthier. You
Yeah.
might not get in a better place in the world, but you will be better. If you seek first the kingdom, all else will be added to you.
Yeah.
That is a promise from God. You can't change that. I can't make that not true.
No.
None of us can make that not true. That is true. And it'll either look like you will get the things you ask for and you pray for, not in a selfish way, but you might be put in a better financial place. You might get surrounded with the people you want, be able to do the things you want, might get money, you know?
Yeah.
It might be that. It might be you get placed in worse places, but you have the ability to overcome that and help other people that are in those places.
Yeah.
And that might suck if you go away from it. But if you keep pursuing first the kingdom, and all those other things will be added to you, he will give you the things you need to get out of that position or stay in that position and be content.
Yeah.
And that's a hard thing for, I think, where I am. Like, I have everything I've prayed for.
Yeah.
But I'm not content with any of it.
No.
And I beat myself up on that, and that kind of digs me further down. But like, there's not a, like, I don't think we have, the podcast is not our purpose.
No.
Firefighting is not our purpose.
No.
Those things are not our purpose.
No.
There's not, you don't have a job for you.
No.
I don't have a job for
No.
me,
There's
other
no-
than what Jesus has told us to do.
Right.
And that is make disciples, make fishers of men.
Yeah.
Go out to the world and share the gospel.
Yeah. And
You can do that in whatever.
Oh yeah, you can do that.
And that is your purpose. So
Yeah.
wherever you are, you can fulfill your purpose there, and that'll be where you want to be. Like your heart will be changed. And I think that's what I'm figuring out, because I've been discussing that even today with like my mom. Like, I feel like my job's good, but like I feel stuck in it, because I'll be hopefully in this job for the next 25 years.
Yeah.
But then I think like, oh, I'm so young, I want to do other things. But like, there's only one thing I truly want to do, whether I feel like it or not. There's one thing my spirit truly wants, and that's to spread the gospel and see lives changed for the betterment of the kingdom. And I can do that wherever.
Yeah.
So if I'm in this one place for 25 years, might as well just stay there and invest in that.
Yeah.
And that's great.
Yeah, I think actually talking about your parents and my parents, I think talking about, like, both of our parents are not the richest people in the world. Both of our parents are extremely blessed, and they have blessed us through their blessings, worldly blessings, that is. But knowing your parents for 12 years, knowing mine for 22 years, they both, no matter what they have materialistically or spiritually, they give. I mean, my parents and your parents, they both just give so freely. Whether that be like, if I'm having a hard time or you're having a hard time, our parents give the wisdom or whatever they think is best to help us, they give. Whether it be one of our friends is having a hard time, they're more than willing to help there. Whether it just be like, literally, some of the best memories of the past 2 months have been going to nachos on Tuesday night.
Yeah.
Just hanging out with you, Toby, Elijah, and my parents. And that's because my parents want to, that's what they want to do. They want to bless some young people and provide that fellowship and provide just that blessing, and maybe that just be a free meal. I begin free meals every day. I'm blessed for that. I don't work right now. I'm not married. I know you have to pay for some of your meals sometimes. You have to go out and make your meals, and
I have to.
but that's just the stage of life. But and then, like I said, you look at your parents. For the most part, I know there's many people in the world that struggle with their parents, but for our case, I look at our parents as just such a model to live life, because again, they just give so freely.
Yeah.
And I want to be able to do that in the future. Right now, me more so, but you as well in this station of life, we might not have the materialistic stuff just to. Now, to be fair, you bless people very much with gifts and stuff like that. But right now, it might just be giving spiritually to people and being there for when they're in a hard time, or just giving them what we know from the Bible to maybe help them. And that's hard because I think, especially at our age, coming off as I know better than you do. I know the Bible better than you do, so you should listen to me. That's something that I struggle with a lot. And so when a friend or family member is having a hard time, even if they might be older, I don't feel like, I feel like I'm not in a position to give them advice or spiritual wisdom, because I don't know what the word is. I don't know where I'm going with that, but like, giving spiritually is what we can give right now.
Yeah.
And so I think I said this quote, or not quote. Well, I guess a quote. The last episode we had, but I go back to what Ethan Hutchinson said when he came on our podcast. I think he was our second or third guest, and he said, if you had this cure of cancer, why would you keep that with yourself? And we have something better than that. So give freely. It'll make you a better person. And right now, since all we have to give is spiritual, or give people spiritually, I want to try to give that.
Yeah. It's a lot easier. It's near impossible to do when you are not in a place where you're not disciplined, but like devoted to Christ. Because if we're not in a right place, all we're thinking about is the fact that we're not in that right place, and you can't get out of that. So you need to get yourself, and I think this is I would say to anyone that feels they're in that spot, like, get yourself right, not in a like, oh, I need to get a bunch of money and make sure I'm in the perfect position. Just get yourself to where you're not thinking about yourself. And focus on Christ. Give him your first fruits or the first of your harvest, whatever it is. Give him the first of your morning. Give him, sacrifice stuff for him, even if it's little things that don't seem like to sacrifice, like
taking an hour to film a podcast, even more minute.
Reading 10 minutes of the Bible in the morning instead of reaching for your phone for yourself, which isn't even beneficial for you, even if you think it is. Not
health wise.
Yeah, it's not good anyways, really. Usually, but like, just get to a place where your cups are full. Yeah. And then just you'll pour out. He will overflow you. The Holy Spirit will overflow you, and you'll just not really have anything to do other than to pour it out to other people. And like, when we were filming the podcast, like, I had my first, not in a self-praising way or anything, but like, I had my first interaction. I don't know what it did, but I drove past a homeless person once, and I've seen him before, like, my whole life. I don't remember if I talked about it last episode, or
I think you did, but I don't remember where.
But no, still. But I felt so guilty, and so I saw him again. I was like, I'm gonna do it, and I went and I just prayed for him. Yeah. And I don't know how he viewed that, but for me, that was so powerful, because that was the first time, like, I was like, why did I do that? I have never been in a place where I feel comfortable doing that. I did not feel comfortable doing that in that moment. But afterwards, I felt like I actually did something, not in a, like, oh, I'm so good, or now I deserve more. Right. But like, so, like, humbly and selflessly, I felt like I actually did something. Yeah. And like, all the time in my life, it's always been God doing things for me, God doing things for me. And I felt like I actually got to do something for him. Yeah. And not even of my own ability, from him. Yeah. He gave me the strength and courage to do it. Exactly. And he just let me be a part of it, I guess. Right.
And I think that's like, over the past 2 months, there's been some situations where I wish I could have been more overflowing to give
Yes.
better spiritual advice, life advice, whatever that is.
100%.
But because of this complacency that we have fallen in, I was not able to give it, or felt felt bad about giving it.
Mm-hmm.
So there's been many situations in this past couple months where that being overflowing would have helped not just the other person but me to be able to pour out into that whatever that challenge might be.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, I think going forward, we have, Dom and I have talked about goals that we have for the podcast, but I think again, this sounds selfish, but this podcast is for the one person listening and for us.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I feel better already. That sounds cliche, but just being able to talk, it feels better.
Yeah.
And so I'm excited for that.
I am excited about it. It's good to have something to like look forward to.
Yeah, it is.
Not that I haven't.
No,
but have something to work toward.
Yeah, exactly.
For a good purpose, not in like work or games or even fitness goals. Like something actually purposeful to work towards is a very important thing.
And I'll say this, and then we can talk about things that we're looking forward to going forward. But like in that complacency, it doesn't just affect your spiritual life. And like I said, we kind of talked about this just a second ago with not being able to help in challenges, but like it affects like other things in your life. Like I've been less motivated to work out.
You've been doing way better than I have.
Well, but like I've been less motivated to do all these other things, and I do think it does stem from not feeling fulfilled spiritually.
Mm-hmm.
And that's not God or Jesus' fault that I'm not fulfilled. It's my fault that I haven't been pursuing.
Mm-hmm.
And so, like you said earlier, it just makes your life better. Even if you're learning to believe, maybe if you hate God or have had a bad experience with God, but if you're just trying to work forward to maybe just know God better and just try to live by what the Bible says, your life will improve. Now, you don't have to be on the street preaching yet.
Mm-hmm.
Hopefully that'll come, but just that wanting to pursuing will make your life a million times better. Even you'll work out more consistently. I mean, I'm just speaking for myself. So, but yeah, going forward, we have some things that I think back to what we were talking about with guests. We want to have guests on. We love talking to
Mm-hmm.
people. So if you want to come on and talk to us, we'll move our schedule around to fit your schedule.
Yeah.
We want to have guests on. On the flip side of that, we don't want it to feel like we have to have guests on to have the podcast.
Yes.
And so I think some of the things we talked about to help with that, I think we want to dive into some Bible studies.
Mm-hmm.
Like I said, through this 2 months, well, for the past semester, being in New Testament, I know I talked about this in some, I've been able to read through the entire New Testament, and that's been great. But we talked about, we want to dive into that.
Mm-hmm.
So we're not necessarily sure how that looks yet, whether that be like alternating podcasts where you do a Bible study and have a guest, Bible study and have a guest, or we don't know yet, but we definitely want to dive into the Bible with each other and y'all. I think some of the ideas we talked about is like, obviously the podcast comes out on Monday, so early in the week, whether that be Tuesday or Wednesday, share what we're going to be reading that week.
Yeah.
And so that way, if you want to, y'all could read with us.
Kind of help you guys to like be a part of it and integrate you guys in it.
Or even guests that want to join us in that. If the guest has a specific Bible verse or chapter he wants to talk about, come on, let's talk about it.
Yeah.
So I think the biggest thing going forward is, one, fighting through the temptation and stuff just to stop, or not stop, but just be overcome with worldly wants and realize, again, not go back into those 2 months we've had. Again, just spiritually, like in a spiritual sense, I don't want to go back into those 2 months I was in.
Yeah.
I've had some great times in those 2 months in life, and again, we're very blessed, but I don't want to be on the fence or my cup not being full.
Yeah.
That's not. I've experienced that now, and now realizing the other side of that is nothing I want again.
Yeah.
So we're gonna do everything in our power, whether that be Bible studies or whatever that is, to keep pushing this.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah.
And I think it'll be easier for us because it might be easier, it might be harder, but I think we already talked about it, but like we overloaded ourselves, and that's something we've tended to do. So trying to find ways that we don't have to rely on other people to do it, but also like trying to be more consistent, but not maybe as much in the start. Like we've talked about, maybe doing every other Monday or alternating, like you said. Which one we do on every Monday if we do that. So just bear with us on that while we figure that out. But we are gonna get back.
Our hearts in the right place, I promise.
Yes.
We're trying.
We're trying so hard, and we have been trying these 2 months. It's just all of that effort has been just getting out of that rut. And so I think that the fact that we're here doing this one is a testament. Just if nobody else watches it, it's a testament to us that we're actually trying and not just telling ourselves we're trying. So this is our first big step to get us out of that rut, and trying to properly load our plate and prepare ourselves for it so that we can keep it going. But there's a lot of, and just keeping things to be excited for instead of stressing about it, because it quickly became
a stressor.
Not necessarily that we lost sight 100% about it.
No,
but I think we told ourselves that we didn't, but we 100% did. Like we're telling ourselves that we're still doing this just for the one person watching, or for us and for the Lord. But there was low key that like this video just didn't hit. We posted a clip, didn't hit. We didn't get a guest this week. The quality of that episode was just not as good. All those things, and we got so caught up in that to where it was just discouragement after discouragement, instead of having things where like, we did that one, fine, it wasn't as good, that's okay, we had a good time, and we have this that we're already so excited about. And I think we put all of our excitement into the next guest. And so now with hopefully the Bible verse or Bible reading a book of the Bible or whatever it is, number one, we'll have the Bible in it more than we have. And like whether the Holy Spirit is speaking through us, which is great. And like even our words sometimes are good, but like the Bible can't be bad. So if we're saying stuff from the Bible, that can never go wrong. And so that'll be good to have something like that. And if you guys have any ideas of like a series, or shoot us a DM or whatever, or things you would like to see, books you would like to hear about or read along with, however, any ideas for formatting on that?
We will try our hardest. We don't have PhDs in theology, but we will try our hardest.
And so let us know if there's things that, or if there's things you could just like give us to help. We'll always take advice. But that'll be good for us to like intentionally have to dive into not just the guest we're talking about, but what we're talking about in the Bible. Because usually we've just been diving into our guest and what we're going to talk to them about.
And I mean, like, we've, in our 12 years of friendship, I don't know if we've ever actually like done deep dives into the Bible together. Like we've read the Bible together a couple times, but like never had. So I'm super excited about that. Just like hearing what you had to say about a certain verse that I might have read 1,000 times for the first time. I'm excited to hear that. So yeah, I'm so glad to be back. So excited about everything in the future. I know that the challenges will come, but I think over the past 2 months, we know how to better deal with those things. Now there's going to be things that come that we're not. What's the word? There's gonna be challenges that come that we did not have to deal with those in 2 months. We might have dealt with before in life or whatever, but I think the drive to want to overcome those that's the mission.
Yeah.
That's, I think, God's will for us, that to overcome that and overcome just that laziness of not wanting to film or whatever. That laziness, and push past that.
And to properly accept grace.
Yes.
And instead of
Not
just beating ourselves up.
Not using it as a crutch or whatever.
Or using it as a crutch. And so, yeah, we're really excited, I think, and hopefully, and there's more we have to talk about, but I think we're gonna try to like walk, like ease into it, but I think it'll multiply very quickly, whether it's for the next week or two, or month or two that we post every other Monday, or post every Monday, but it's gonna accelerate so much, because I believe once we get back in the rhythm of it and get ourselves right in it, we have so many things we want to do. We have more just little short-term content, and that we want to post, and just other things that we want to talk about, not necessarily not spiritual things, but just other fun things that we want to bring into this.
Yeah, because besides the goal of this being a faith-based podcast, another goal when we began, and still a goal, is being young men or women in this day and time is challenging. So obviously faith is the most important thing, but finding joy in such a challenging time, Jesus is the only thing you need, but you do need to. Just sitting in a room all day is not the solution.
Yeah. There's things he gives us.
Yes, that's the word
to use for that. It's not just.
So we definitely want to explore that as well. But
there's stuff like we might start a bowling league. We might join a bowling league, and I think that'd be, I don't know how we would do it, but it'd be fun to share some of that experience.
That'd be super fun.
Just a part of our life too, because I think that'll be more. I don't know if you guys might not even care about us, but if you know a little bit more about us, you might care, and
you can watch us come in last every week in the bowling league. But it'll be fun. Again, the drive to be my cup overflowing each day, each minute. That's the drive I want to keep pursuing. So yeah,
have something to work on. I'm excited to work on this, and I don't know, maybe sponsorships in our future.
Yeah, we don't really, being a sponsor for us would actually be pretty easy. We don't have any expenses as of this moment.
No.
So if you just want some free promotion, come on. But yeah, next week.
I'm mostly talking to Agape.
Yeah. Agape.
I'm really not trying to hype it up.
No,
much, I like it.
It is a really great energy drink. It's one of the best, so many energy drinks have a good flavor, but they taste fake.
Yeah.
Or artificial. And for an energy drink, it does not have that. I don't get that. I could just drink this. Drinking 200 grams of caffeine is probably not good for you for every drink you have in the day, but I could drink this. If it had no caffeine, I could drink this
And I feel good about it. I'm not drinking something that says Monster on it.
Dude.
Not that that's the worst thing, but maybe
that'll be our next episode.
Maybe we talk more about that.
But our next episode, we do hope to have a guest on. A guest that we've tried to have on a couple times,
and you guys are going to. I can actually promise you that we don't know what's going to happen, and we won't know what's going to happen until it's over.
Yeah.
But you guys are either in for the funniest or
the most
deep spiritual episode that has come, and it'll be a good time.
Regardless, it'll be a good time. Truly one of a kind person. But yeah, we're excited, but we're excited to be. We're already excited to post this and post our next week, and it's excited to be back.
Yeah.
Well, again, I can't promise what will happen next week with our guest, but it'll be something regardless. So we'll see y'all next week.